afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another Unity of Command return episode. We're on to Kiev. Yes, indeed, we have made the advance on Kiev. Now we're actually taking Kiev. A bit of a short mission again. Bit my parts there, but again, you know, some of these battles are short, some of them are longer. In this regard, though, we get to see some interesting things in some regards, though not that much. I mean, there's no real new units, although we do get to experience an actually green Panzer Division. It's a Panzer Division which actually suffer rather rapidly in some offences if it's not too careful. Which likely means the 25th Panzer Division is a fresh Panzer Division rushed out to the front line. We also got this 25th Infantry Division actually extended here rather gruesomely in front of Kiev, in fact in Kiev, which was not too uncommon that infantry divisions were actually extended over larger parts of the fronts, which to a certain extent was mitigated by the infantry divisions. But when we then came to the Luftwaffe field divisions, which for a longer period of time were rather understaffed in terms of an actual infantry division, there really became some serious problems. So, a few fun facts there, but I've got a few veteran Panzer divisions, and otherwise some infantry divisions holding up some of the other points I have to reach. On the other hand, I've got numerous tank corps and a single mechanized corps, also noting that several of my tank corps are in fact veterans, so I've got several things here that are sort of going to help me offensively. And there we go. Punching my way through across this river as well. Basically doing my best to clear out a path for the tanks. Slight advance here. This one's not going to have much enjoyment, so I'm going to move up here. So I'll try to help, but the infantry division though is quite viciously dug in there, so there's not an awful lot I can do from that angle. Meanwhile though, this veteran tank corps moves up, destroys some elements down there, opening up for a further push. Oops. That was a mistake. So there we go. Sadly though, there we go as well. Some progress. I've managed to bash the southern part open. Slight problem is they might try and retake Kiev by the next turn. That one is leaving me less excited. Obviously, and there's not really much I can do at the moment. I probably should have propped in a tank division first there instead, but there you go. None of those still have a bit of trouble. They're going to attack through urban territory versus a rifle guards. Either way, some Russians with artillery. God damn it. Overall, not so much progress on my tanks so far, though again, I've rather got a nice springboard here for further offensives, and likely he'll have to shift everything over here to basically stop me from pushing through here from Fastov and really causing a mess here. So in that regard, overall, I mean, I've initially sort of managed to bash a nice hole in their front line, and that's likely going to hurt. So, next turn, but again, I'm a bit worried they will try and retake Kiev and will succeed. There we go, shifting units out, Panzer Division moves in. But even then, with artillery and in a urban territory, they are quite dug in. Counterattack here versus my veteran tank corps. It's a veteran Panzer Division does one, and then we go also digging in around Sitomir and Korosten, which is definitely going to be quite the pain to dig out then. Replacements are arriving. Clearing out those blighters. Our green Panzer Division obviously not enjoying itself very much, taking some rather heavy casualties in the process. Clearing out some infantry units to sort of open up for further advances from my tanks. At least that is the vain hope. This one though is going to be a problem due to its, well, urban locations. Let's pop in some air support. There we go. There's still going to be some problems though, but overall things should be working slightly better. And there we go. panzers were destroyed, which really leaves that one unit there still mucking about and causing me a light headache for the time being anyways. Still, numerous panzer divisions down, that is nothing to scoff at. And even this one will be overall a bit limited in what it can do, and of course the road to Sitimo and Korostans are open. So it's also nice, although I probably might want to expect some reinforcements anytime next turn. Apparently not. And then you guys might be noticing there's not really much the Germans can throw at me anymore. In this case, Kiev was, in many regards, without reserves. And apparently reserves cannot be brought in from other places. Which was, as such, not that uncommon. Just going to clear up the remaining stragglers. No point in having them cause a mess of things. Going to leave Kiev a bit guarded so they can't make a direct rush for it. That would be a bit problematic since most of my tanks will now be making a direct headway here for Sitimo and Korostan. Of course, it's going to take a bit of effort to actually break them down, but currently, you know, most fascist resistance is pretty much non-existent. Again, reinforcements are the primary worry, but there we go. 1st Panzer, 19th Panzer Division, and by the looks of it, the Leibstandarte Adolf Hitler, striking back there, elite, and with nashorns attached. That, on the other hand, is a bit more worrying, and would warrant some air support to help contain. Only really suppressing one of the blighters, and we've got poor weather setting in as well. Ain't that just splendid? Meaning my best efforts here, well, not really going to cut it, since my attacks will basically be utterly shut to bits. My best hope is basically sort of routing up here and keeping myself supplied, and otherwise hoping, you know, they're not going to be as silly to attack me in the weather, but again, that's going to not be quite as achievable as I'd hoped. Might as well recycle that. Let's end the turn. This counter-attack definitely got a bit ugly. And there you go, they're a bit worried about counterattack, but there we go, nice, still managed to push something towards here. And attacking twice in one turn, that's definitely unpleasant. Please, oh please, weather, go in my favour. Thankfully, the SS Panzer Grenadiers were not able to resupply, but they've still got weather on their side. Rather unfortunately. Going to have to do a small strike there. And continue to keep the SS Truppen occupied. Cutting off the supplies there. Oh, they've got all right in some regards, and here in this case it's the poor weather that's actually helping the bastards. Now hopefully that should actually mean by next turn it can't fight at all. In particular with me circling things about here a bit. Is lovely. Might want to reinforce those, since we've got a lot of free reinforcements hanging about here, and you why not? Oh, balls, they got reinforced anyways. That's not resupplied. I suppose it's more technical term. Panzer Division up north encountering a few issues. I really need to take that thing down. Problem is that no matter what I do, I'll throw at it, it's going to hurt, so... Let's do this one step at a time. Come on. There we go, SS Panzer Grenadier is wiped out. Definitely no brilliant victory here either. Held down for too long by the SS Truppen. Much to my chagrin. But now it's just about reducing those fortified cities to dust. One more specifically the defenders. Again, that's going to be painful until I can actually get them out of there. Which so far is not working out. Much to my frustration. Going to attach some artillery to those gentlemen. At least I got to breach those. That will definitely serve to make things a bit easier. Another turn passes, and there we go. The defenders should fall by next turn, or this turn. Either way, they are dead men. There we go. So slowly making progress. Now it's just Korostan, which needs to be broken and battered down. With, so far, limited luck. Come on. Yield. There we go. A decisive Soviet victory for the Soviet Union, comrades. Yes. Yes. Overall, again, not one of the longer matches, but still there was a bit there, and certainly the SS Panzer Grenadiers from the Leibstandarte certainly caused a bit of havoc in their own right with that Nashorn unit attached, alongside the fact that they were elite Panzer Grenadiers. So a bit going on there. Another brief skirmish right here on the Eastern Front. Or, well, brief and skirmish, but you know, not one of the epic fights. So there you go, hope you enjoyed today's episode, and of course feel free to, you know, share with friends and like and all that. And of course I'll keep making more of these until there's no more Unity Command Return. So in the meanwhile, this is Imperial Dane saying cheers.